Welcome to the new lesson on the Self-Taught Developer channel, where I share the details about decoding and also how I learned the code. My name is Frano, and in this lesson I will show you how to create a new repository inside the GitHub. First of all, the first step is always to open a VS Code. So start the VS Code like I have done, and then is to open a new folder. So you can also click on open new folder and find that folder somewhere on your PC. For example, I will use a desktop and I will select VS Code. So this will be my working directory. Now, first of all, we need to add one file. For example, we can add new file which will be index.html. And inside you can type anything. Just for the testing purposes, I will put here the first text that we need to add to any HTML document and click Save. As a second step is to activate Git on this folder. So in order to activate Git inside this folder, you need to get inside that folder, and that means you need to type here a cd, and you can simply drag and drop this folder here. So you have the complete link and click enter. Now you are located inside that folder. As a second step, you need to activate Git Bash on the VS Code. Currently, we have not activated Git Bash because you can see it here. Profile is with PowerShell, and this should have a Git activated. So, in order to have a Git Bash, you need to install Git Bash on your PC. If you have not done that already, you should go in the previous lessons where I have shared the steps how to activate and install a Git Bash on the VS Code. So if you have done that, you know that inside the terminal you have here a drop-down menu where you can select the Git Bash as a default. Click on it, and then you will see that currently we are here located inside this VS Code folder, and we have here a $, which means we are using a Git Bash. So we have located inside this folder, which is great. Now we need to activate Git. To do that, you should type git init, and after that you will see that there is initialized empty Git repository in C. That means there is one folder next to this one, which is a VS Code, where we will save all the changes with the Git Bash on our PC. So when we save those documents, we can go to the next step, and that is to transfer those files into your GitHub account. So first of all, let's save this one inside the Git. To do that, first of all, we need to type a command which is a git add and dot. And that means we are adding all the files that you currently have inside the VS Code folder, which means this is the folder. So click enter, and then we can type git status just to check what we currently have. And we can see that currently we have only one file, which is index.html, and that is the only file here inside this VS Code that can be added to this Git folder. So to do that, we need to add this inside and confirm this index.html inside this Git folder. To do that, we need to type a new command inside this command line, and that is git commit -m. -m represents a message that we'll add, and I will just here adding new file, and that is all. Press enter, and you can see that we have done. You can see here that my name and the address were configured automatically. So this is the change that has been done. So if we go again and enter git status, we will see that there is now nothing that should be committed. So we currently have here an index.html file ready to be transferred to the GitHub account. That means the changes that we have done inside this file, and that is this text inside the HTML index.html file, it should be transferred into the GitHub account. So now it's the step to go directly to the GitHub account, inside your GitHub account, and if you have not opened GitHub account, you should go to watch my previous lesson where I have shown you how to activate a new GitHub account, so you have a step-by-step guide. And when you are finished, you will come to this page, the same page that we currently have here, so you can continue from this step. The next step is to go here on the plus sign and create a new repository. And I will add here inside the repository name what should be called, and I will put here a VS Code as a folder inside. And description, you can type anything that will describe this repository name. I will just VS Code test folder. You can also select which type of the folder should be here. It should be public or the private. If it is public, this means that everybody can access and see this file and also this folder. If it is private, it will be available only to you, and you can select who can see and commit to this repository. In this case, I will leave it as a public, so you can see it also, and then you can also check the add readme file, but this is something I will skip in this moment. It's not necessary at this moment. And then click create a repository. After a few seconds, you will see that you get this page where you have details which command lines you can use to upload these files. There are two steps. First one is to set it up in the desktop, which means you can use and transfer all the files from your desktop but using this application, or you can use a command line, which I will use in this example. Here are the messages that you will need to use, and this is the one, which is the first one, and then the second one. So, as a first step, we should go to the VS Code again, and I will copy this one, and go to the VS Code, and then I will paste it right here inside the VS Code. Now, when I click enter, you will see what happens. You can see that everything is fine. There are no any errors. If there is any, you will see it here that something is wrong. And then as a next step is to use the next command line, and that is git push origin main. Okay, let's copy this one and let's paste this one here and enter. And you can see that there is some kind of a problem. You can see that there is an error. Source main does not match and failed to push some refs to this one, GitHub, and we need to solve this issue. And usually what this means, this error, sometimes is the problem with the main. Sometimes it inside your GitHub account, you do not have a main branch, but you have a master. So just change this one to master and click enter. And after that, we will see does it pass it. And let's wait a few seconds. Okay, now there is one more error if you encounter this one, and that is you need to sign in with your GitHub account. And if you have everything done before, it will be easy. Just click here, sign in with your browser. And here you get a message that you should authorize the Git ecosystem. Click on this green one, and you can get the information that authentication succeeded, and you may now close this tab and return to the application. Now let's go to the VS Code. And what you can see here, just a minute, let's search this up. The whole process has been done. So everything has been put here on the GitHub self.developers vscode.kit. So when I go here inside the VS Code GitHub account, I simply refresh this website, and what you get here, you get that I have added index.html file that is directly from this one, from the VS Code. So we have done everything and moved our file to the GitHub account, which is now available to the public. So everybody can open this one and check it. So when I click index.html, you can see that I have copied everything from my VS Code folder into GitHub account, and it is saved here for the later use. Now I can simply continue using the VS Code here, typing anything that I would like. So just to help you to make some kind of modification, you will see how the changes are visible inside the GitHub account. Let's, for example, add here something, h1, and let's put this one as a test and click save. Now let's go here. Now let's type here cd. Sorry, we should get git add dot. Dot means add everything, all the files. This will be much easier than just typing index.html. Okay, click enter, git status. You will see I have changed something inside the index.html, so I have modified. And first we need to commit this one. Commit, git commit -m, which means message, change add, and click enter. Now you can see that I have made those changes, committed them inside the folder, which is temporary folder inside this VS Code folder. Now it's ready to be transferred to the GitHub account. And to do that, we need to get this one, git remote add origin. And origin already exists, so we do not need this one. And we need to use this one, git push origin to master. Click enter. And after that, you can see this is done. So I can simply go to the GitHub account, click reload, and you can see the changes has been added to the same file inside the GitHub account. I will not move forward anymore with this lesson because I have explained to you everything that you need for now. So whenever you change something inside the VS Code, you can save that directly on the GitHub, so everything is saved for the later use. So you can go back a few steps and reload what you have done. So it is saving all the changes from the start when you have started to save that on the GitHub account. So when you're making some kind of modification and you have done that for the whole day, you can save that and commit to the GitHub account. So this is very useful, and this is the steps how to use. So you have learned how to start from the GitHub repository, how to create it, how to create new Git changes and also commit here inside the VS Code, and then transferring that files into GitHub account. So you can find them online if you would like as a public folder. If you have any questions regarding the GitHub account and also repository and also about these steps that I have done, feel free to leave a comment, ask any questions. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. So this is all in this lesson. See you in the next one, and happy coding!